Alright, so part one is going to be the engine. So, I already got most of that tore apart, as you can tell. Not a big... I guess I need to get used to doing it, but tutorial, step by step, videoing. So, again, '07 Honda Pilot with a V6. This one here is the front wheel drive. It's not the all wheel, but the only thing difference that I can remember is the engine code and the transmission. How it's obviously there's a transfer to send to the rear end. Anyway, so timing belt, I did get it off. It's laying right there. And like I said, the reason why I'm changing this is because the timing belt tensioner, hydraulic tensioner. So the guy got it from, this looks like a new tensioner, but obviously the bolts are broken off into the block. I didn't do that. Pretty much got it like that. Like I said, I drove onto the trailer with, pretty much the pulley slapping. And so you can look in there, it's broken. The little push rod that holds tension is broken. So, like I said, I got a new kit on the way comes with both pulleys. Comes with both pulleys and a tensioner. The kit comes with both pulleys, the idler and the tensioner pulley, the hydraulic tensioner itself, the belt, and the water pump. So it's easier to see up top, and the water pump. That's this pulley right here. So now I got to drain the coolant out of it. I know I'm probably gonna lose a little bit over here as well, coming out of the block. But to get timing belt off, it's not that bad. I started. Obviously, you got to start with getting the covers off. Covers off both sides. There's bolts all the way around. If it don't move very easy, you're missing a bolt somewhere. Look underneath. Look up. Like I said, get the cover off. Then you'll have to get the harmonic. Well, before you get the cover off, you got to get the harmonic bouncer off. Rumor has it that the Honda bolts are a bear. The Honda bolts are a bear, but I hit it with this with a good battery, half inch drive cobalt. What size is that? 19. Yeah. Full focus. Either way, it's a 19 millimeter. Hit it with that. It hammered on it for like 2 seconds and popped off. So, and then as far as the balancer itself, it's on a keyed shaft, so it just grab it on both sides and just wiggle it off. It'll come right off. Like I said, it's not on very deep, so but if it don't come off that easy, then just take a good little pry bar and wobble it on both sides. It should come off. Timing marks. So obviously you see the mark on the gear right there, that little arrow. I did get my paint pen and mark it, and I cleaned off the arrow on the block. It's right there. Well, really the oil pump, it's not really the block, but right there. And then once you do that, some parts of the the old tensioner. Something. Yeah, right there. Broke off right there. Yeah, that's crazy how that happened. But so once you get the bouncer off, line up your timing marks. So go ahead and get the crank pulley, get that lined up, and then you come up top, covers off. It's kind of hard to see, but you can still see it. Try to get the camera in the right spot. So, on the gear, come on camera, focus. Sorry y'all. So on the gear, there we go. There are numbers. See number 4 there, number 2 right there, and number 5 down there, number 6 here, and then number 1 is right here. I kind of painted over with the paint marker, but that's number 1 right there. It lines up with the little mark on the edge of the gear. And I just pretty much just made a little mark on top of that to the indentation on the case. So there's that. So if that number 1 is on the bottom, when you line up your crankshaft, go ahead and rotate it. Rotate your crank. It should be, I think it's 2 to 1 if I remember right. I think crankshaft turns 2 and turns twice when your cam gear turns once. I think that's how it is. But either way, just turn your crank gear to where this lines up. If it's at the bottom, here's 180 out. But like I said, just spin it around to the top, and your back gear should be the same way. It's got a little bit different markings on it. It's got that one slit right there, and then you got the top one there. So, and then you mark it, line it up with on the case. That's the same way there. So, and then once you get those lined up, get your idler pulleys off. I mean, you can pull the belt off before your idlers and tension pulley, but to get the belt out between the water pump, come on now. To get your belt off between, why is my camera not focusing? Sorry y'all, I'm not using my GoPro, I'm using my daggum phone. There we go. This motor mount is bolted right over that. Oh crap, I don't want to lose my bolts. The motor mount is bolted right over the water pump pulley. So you'll have to take this off to get the belt off and to do the water pump. Like I said, so there's 3 bolts, just like that. So you'll have to take the rubber mount off, which I'm going to have to get as well, because that rubber is shot. That rubber mount right there, which bolts to the body of the car. Have to pull your ECM out, pull that bracket off. There's 10mm bolts. 10mm bolts. I can't remember how many there are. It's like 4. I think it's 4 or 5. There's one on the wall here. There's one right there, and one down there. So you have to pull this relay block up off the bracket. Where's that bracket? So I can show you. Yeah. So that one there, this one against the wall, and then that one right there. Like I said, I left that part on there. But once you get that bracket off, then you can get to your bolts to get the motor mount off. And so you got these 2 here that hold the engine mount to the rubber. Those 2 right there. And then you have these short ones like this that actually hold the rubber mount to the body. So yeah, once you get that off, you'll have to take the rubber mount off to get to this bolt here, because you cannot, it's blocking that. You can't get a socket in there at all. It's recessed into that hole. So, and those are 14mm. And once you get that off, that's it. I mean, you'll be opened up just, dang it, you'll be opened up just like I am here, and then that's it. So, all right. So that's it for part 1. I guess part 2, I'll just pretty much be going back together with all this and running the engine and see what I got. So, alright, see you on part 2.